I'm hoping that other people will see my case or see my story and want to get involved. I need more people to get involved and to let other people know that if this can happen to you. In 2003, I met a man and had a brief relationship with him. The relationship was very abusive, and I ended up having to leave the relationship, and that resulted in me having a short-term stay in a shelter and until I could relocate myself and moved up to Washington, which is what I did. I started attending school, got my degree, had a really nice home, had worked things out. I had previously been married, had worked things out with that husband. I had given birth to my daughter, Feather, and where my husband had completely adopted my baby and was raising her as his own. We had a good life.
In April of 2005, the Warm Springs Tribal Force, located in Oregon, went to my daughter's home in the state of Washington. The tribal police officers forcibly entered my daughter's home and handcuffed her and put her in a police car. They went back into the house and took her daughter and transported Feather to Warm Springs Indian Reservation.
I was summoned to appear in a Warm Springs tribal court after they had arrested me and had taken my daughter. I did appear in the Warm Springs tribal court. I appeared before a judge who dismissed all the charges against me and told the father to quit harassing me. I explained to her that he was using the tribal court to facilitate further abuse towards myself and towards my daughter, and that he had never had anything to do with myself or my daughter since I had given birth and prior. And she had instructed him to quit harassing me. I'd had several restraining orders against him.
In March of 2006, however, a differing judge, on friendly terms with the alleged father, summoned Michelle back into Warm Springs Court on the pretense of ordering a DNA test to establish paternity by the father. During the hearing, the Warm Springs tribal judge ordered Warm Springs tribal police officers to take the child away from Michelle. The tribal judge provided direction to the officers to utilize any force necessary and suggested to the police officers to break Michelle's arms. In addition, the tribal judge told the police officers they would not be held responsible for their actions. As a Warm Springs tribal police officer applied pressure to Michelle's arms, he told her, "We will not hesitate to break your arms, and who knows when you will receive medical attention." Throughout the whole incident, the tribal judge was hitting my daughter on her head and yelling at the police officers, "Do it, I won't hold you responsible."
The tribal CPS never would come to my home and do a home study. They did find that my daughter did not show any signs of abuse or neglect. I have never been investigated by any other CPS. I've never been into trouble. I have no criminal record. I've never done anything wrong. They then said that since he said that he wasn't the father, they were going to do a DNA test. If he turned out to be the father, that meant that they had exclusive jurisdiction over my daughter, and I basically had no rights.
As you see, this child was taken twice by force of arms and under the color of tribal law. Because we are not tribal members, where did their power come from? Their quasi-sovereignty with the U.S. government does not give that to them.
I haven't seen my daughter for a year. I am not able to have any contact with her. I've been handed an exclusion order, and for doing nothing wrong. I never did anything wrong. I just happened to be white in a tribal court system.
We have searched for an attorney to take our case, but to no avail because of costs. And I am told they want to reserve the right to represent a tribe because there's more money in it. In addition, very few attorneys understand tribal laws or their court systems.
I cannot find an attorney to take my case. The one that I did took my money and ran, and I have not seen my daughter for a year and have no rights to her.
Feather is now enrolled in this tribal government. She never or has lived on the reservation for a long time until this incident. She now lives with the alleged father. In addition, Feather has never been a ward of the states of Oregon or Washington. To give a tribal government jurisdiction over a non-tribal child because of Indian heritage is beyond common sense. This federal law forces a parent to give up all rights to a child because of race is unconstitutional. To give a child no right to choose to make a political statement before reaching the legal age is unconstitutional. Does the law not state that dependent quasi-sovereignty of a federally recognized tribe shall have no legal force and effect upon U.S. citizens who are not enrolled members of a federally recognized Indian tribe? So can you please explain to me where this tribal government has the power to take a child from the mother, then enroll in the tribe without the mother's consent, and deny her the right to see her child?
The tribal courts have a lot more power than what we know of. I never thought that this would ever happen to me, and while I was in their courts I felt like I was in a third world country. I had no rights. I was not allowed any legal counsel. I'm not allowed the rights to legal counsel by being a non-member. I was hit in the back of my head by the tribal court judge while she screamed, "Damn it, do it," to the tribal police officer while they were trying to take my baby because I wouldn't release her. They tried to break my arms in there, and they're allowed to do that. They can do whatever they want to you in there, and you have no rights in their tribal courts. None.
She would like some help. She would like people to hear this. She would like people to go to a website. This is a very interesting website. You'll see many other parents who are going through the same thing that my daughter is going through, trying to win the rights of their own children back from a tribe, because they claim, even some tribes claim, that if you have just a relative that's a descendant, even though they're dead, that tribe has the right to your child. This is something that American citizens need to wake up and really pay attention to, because maybe this won't happen to you, but it could happen to your neighbor or to your child somewhere down the road. This child now is 3 years old. For the first 2 years of her life, Michelle was her primary and sole provider. Feather has lived 1 year without her mother, and that is long enough.